What's going on, you guys? It's Sinister Arc 6, back with some gaming memories. This time in gaming memories, I'm going to talk about Streets of Rage, the whole Streets of Rage series, 1, 2, and 3. Um, I first got into Streets of Rage, I was about 5. My dad bought me a Sega Genesis for Christmas. And I remember opening up my presents, and I got the Sega Genesis. I was ecstatic. Just, oh my God, a Sega Genesis, my first game console. I had a regular Nintendo, but it was my father's, so it wasn't really one to call my own. So this was like mine. And I'm sitting there opening games. I had NBA Jam, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. And then I come across another game, Streets of Rage. And I'm like, oh, Dad, let's go play this. And I popped in the Genesis, and that was it. You could come up to the game screen and, you know, see the city, the background of the city, and words coming across. I'm 5. I couldn't really read like that at the time, so I didn't know what the fuck that was. So I just pressed and start. And you come up to the character screen. Y'all select your 3 characters: Axel, Blaze, and Adam. And of course, I used to pick Adam all the time, the black guy, of course. But we would go, and my dad would pick Blaze, which is the Axel's girlfriend, I guess. And we would sit and we would play it, and just going through the levels was amazing. Like the music, the colors, everything, and going through the 8 levels, and you could pick up pipes and bats and glass bottles and beat people with them, and going through everything. And it was about 8 levels. And the first time we played through, we got to like level 6, and which is the factory. And me and him both playing this, we didn't realize that, these little pillars slamming down at you. And also, there's no friendly fire, so we would sit here and try to fight enemies, and if we're too close to each other, we'd hit each other. So we're killing each other, on top of trying to beat up the enemies. Or I get a bat, and I try to swing and hit the enemy, and my dad's too close, so I'd hit him. And that was frustrating. We died. We didn't finish it on the first one. The second run, we made it all the way to the 8th level. And one good feature of Streets of Rage, the first one, you call the cops. It was the A button. You come in, the cop would come out with a fucking a fire gun and shoot fire and then light the shit up till everybody off the stage. And then the second player, same thing, another cop, but he would shoot like fireballs, and they come down and boom, 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 and kill everybody on the stage. And then you get all the way to the 8th level of the first one, and you get to the final boss, Mr. X, and you ask him if, he asks you if you want to join him. You can say yes or no. You say no, you'd fight him, kill him, boom, boom, the end. And then if you picked you want to join him, you drop you back to level 6 to go through a test. You come back up to level 8. You do 6, 7, and 8 all over again. You go back to 8. You kill everybody, and you kill him and take over his empire, which would be the bad ending. And when we beat that, I thought that shit was amazing. Like one of the best games I had played at the time. So we beat that. But, Christmas time, right around the corner, part 2 comes out. So my dad, he goes out and gets me part 2. And everything like about part 1, part 2 just blew it out the water. Better music, better moves, the character art was better. New characters, they put Skate and replaced Adam because Adam was kidnapped. So you had to go save him. And a new guy named Max, some big wrestler motherfucker, he was OP'd. Like, you can, like 2 hits, boom, 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 and that'd be it. Or he had like a special move where he like snap your neck, or he do like a wrestling roll and knock everybody off the screen, which was a change from the first one, because the first one you call the cops a special move, and the second one you had like special moves, but the only drawback that the special move, it would take up some of your health. which is pretty cool. Same thing, you go through all 8 levels, you beat characters up, you get to level 8. Mr. X, he wouldn't ask you if you could you want to join him or nothing this time. So that was different. But he had a guy named Shiva, and you fight Shiva first, and you fight Mr. X. He has a machine gun. He's smacking you in the face in it. And me and my dad, we're getting pissed off. Like, fuck this motherfucker. Get him, get him. So, learning lessons from the first one, he'd go up, he'd fight the boss, and I fight the little minions he threw out. And then we switch. So I take out the first wave of minions, he beat up the boss a little bit, we switch. Same thing, we take him out. And once we beat that one, it was like, we were feeling ourselves like, yeah, can't nobody fuck with us, we're the undeniable team. And that was, 2 was just amazing. Now, when I got part 3, I was a little older, I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. And 3 I actually liked. People say it was too hard, but I thought 1 and 2 were too easy. I could beat part 2 hardest with max and not lose a life. Like, I used to play it so much. Like, I wouldn't lose a life at all. So part 3 was a little bit harder, more bosses. There was actually some secret characters that you can get in part 3. There was a Rue, Shiva, which is the guy, one of the guys you fought in the second one, and then Bare Knuckle 3, which wasn't released, the Japanese version. You could play as Ash. You can unlock Ash, and Ash was like a gay black biker that they kind of didn't bring over into the English version. I think his name was Ash. I want to say it's Ash, but there was a gay black biker. He was like the first boss in front of Shiva, or I think it was instead of Shiva. Because in the first one, the first level you fight Shiva, but I think on the third one, Ash was the first boss that you fought instead of Shiva. But part 3 had multiple endings. Axel and Blaze came back, Skate came back, and there was a robot called Dark Zan. He kind of sucked. I didn't really like him like that. And Mr. X, which you fought in the first and second one, he was kind of like, his body got destroyed, but it was like his brain, like typical RPG type shit. His brain was preserved, and he was controlling these fucking robots and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. But the game, it's harder. The levels weren't as enjoyable, but I still got that satisfaction that I got from the first 2. Beating people up, bats, different levels and shit. The bosses were amazing. The music was still amazing. The music was better than the first, but the second one had the best music hands down. Like, there was no music fucking with this, period. But that's it, man. I just want to talk about a game that was a big part of my childhood. This is a series. It was all 3 that was a big part of my childhood. But that's it, man. I'm done with this video. And Central Arc 6 will be back with another. Peace.